Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope everyone's having a great start to their weekend. It's an exciting time in the hobby. We're about to have the National shortly after the All-Star game, which is a wonderful experience. I won't be in attendance this year, but it's going to bring back great memories of being at the show last year, and I'm going to have great anticipation going next year when it's back here in the Chicagoland area through watching the content for the people that are going to be there, hearing about their stories, meeting people for the first time, taking videos of the show floor, and being able to see some of their cool purchases that help complete certain projects they're doing, some things that are maybe outside of their normal scope of collecting that they just think is really cool, autographs, you name it. Just a lot of things that are a lot of fun about card shows are going to be on that channel probably 24/7. And even just me having a video out last year, it was one of the most watched videos I had of the year. So looking forward to that, and I'm sure the people are going to make content are going to have a good response. So good luck to those of you who are going to be at the show, and I hope you find what you want, and I hope your content is great. Unfortunately, the National is coming right off the heels of a not so good story that happened at a recent card show. As we know, over this past weekend at the Dallas Card Show, there was a $2 million card theft. As somebody who was recently a victim of card theft, in my situation, it was a purchase I made at Greg Morris Cards. It was stolen in transit while at the post office. So it had to have been somebody that had access to the mail through the United States Postal Service. Doesn't mean it was a postal worker, but maybe somebody who had some access of loading the trucks, which probably was a worker. I'm not sure. But in that instance, I'm 100% sure that they knew Greg Morris Cards sold baseball cards and sports cards, and sold some very expensive ones, and just picked up all their items that day in hopes that they're going to be able to get something and make a quick profit on it. They were purposely targeted, no doubt. It wasn't something that was just accidental. So, which brings me to the Dallas Card Show. And normally I don't make a lot of comments about these types of videos, but I saw a lot of content this week and I had a reaction to, and I just wanted to kind of share my thoughts. So first of all, I hope the dealer is made whole in some way. Hope the guys are found, the merchandise can be recovered, it's returned to him in good condition and didn't get damaged, or that his insurance company is able to make him full 100% again. But who knows? I mean, that's a lot of merchandise that's stolen. So I don't know how much his insurance policy is up to, unfortunately, for these types of things. But I wish him luck. But that dealer is pretty well known. He has a great online presence for high-end cards. He's at some of the biggest card shows. So I think the people that did this did their research, which kind of brings me to the point. I heard a comment said that there's no way this crew is going to get away with it. There's no way they're going to be able to move these cards. Well, I believe that there is, and it doesn't involve cracking them and resubmitting them, which could happen too, but I think these cards are going to be like on a high alert. So yes, I believe you won't be seeing these sold online. You won't probably be seeing these sold at big card shows, because I think there's going to be a lot of presence at places trying to be able to recover this merchandise. And online presence, I think, is going to be quite easy through some of the AI capabilities that the law enforcement officers have to be able to investigate this. But what there's still wiggle room for, if there was a private buyer that maybe funded this whole thing and knew to target them in particular, that dealer. And I'm just being kind of skeptical, but I'm fearful that's what happened. And the cards may be valued at $2 million, but these people that did this aren't going to get the $2 million, because they probably did it for far less. And their only take in it was doing the actual deed and moved it off pretty quickly to the actual buyer, who probably paid them in cash in some ways that was untraceable. And those cards are now going to be like buried in somebody's personal collection in some way, shape, or form. Hopefully that's not the case, and the authorities can figure this out well before that may happen, but I fear that's what it was. It just seems so bold to be able to kind of do a heist of that quantity and value and just in front of cameras, if you will, if there didn't have some way to be able to make yourself right in some way immediately by being able to get access to the cash. So with that said, I do wish the dealer luck, and I hope these individuals are caught. I do kind of worry about the ramifications of how this may play out in the hobby in the future. I mean, are dealers of this size going to have to get their own personal security guards, even at places like the National, to be able to watch their booths? Who knows? Maybe. You know, or is there a possibility they have to generate receipts for everything that's kind of sold and we have to show that at the door as we're exiting places now? Maybe, you know, who knows? At these bigger shows, that's a possibility. That might be an overreaction on my part, but these types of things get a lot of attention, and you know, there's going to be a lot of efforts made to trying to make sure this never happens again. Anyway, those are my thoughts on it. Feel free to comment, disagree, or agree if you want. Ask a question. I don't care. I just feel bad for the state of the hobby as a result of this. From some bad seeds that wanted to go about this in an unlawful way, getting some of those really cool cards. All right, so I did a couple things in the mail this week, and I just wanted to kind of show those off real quickly. So these are just two different purchases. One purchase that featured 3 cards. One was standalone. We'll do the standalone first. This is the 2006 Rawlings Gold Glove Award for Derek Jeter. It's part of the base set in 2006 Topps. It's the gold parallel, numbered out of 2006. On the back, it talks about him winning back-to-back gold gloves with the Yankees. So that's part of my Derek Jeter gold run. Now I'm going after the non-base kind of card, or the key card in the set, because I have all of those. So now I'm trying to get all the other ones in which he's pictured on for the Topps set from 2001 until the time he was no longer featured in sets as a playing day player in 2015. So wish me luck. I have quite a few of them already, but I'm going to keep working on the Topps run. Related to Derek Jeter, this was a purchase I made actually on the 4th of July, because I was actually showing briefly on my channel a picture of the card ungraded, but mine was in such crappy condition, I just kind of started looking up and see like, hey, how much would it cost to get a graded one? And this one kind of fell in my lap. It had been discounted quite a bit, and I was able to put an offer in and pick it up at a price that really was a no-brainer. But it's the 1997 Bowman International Foil Parallel. So the parallels have the flag of the country of origin for the players, as you can see clearly here in the background. It's a black cardstock, so these cards are always difficult to get graded because there's a lot of opportunities to have it be nicked in some ways, and because it's foil, it can get indented pretty easily. But I'm pretty happy to kind of have this one picked up. I don't have a lot of Jeter cards pre-2001, but you know, I start picking up a few here and there as we go along, as I still keep working on the gold run. And then finally, from the same seller, he had a few other cards for sale that I was interested in to help with my sets. He had a couple Bowman color cards, so I was able to pick up a couple in really good condition that I still needed. This is Clint Courtney from the St. Louis Browns, who later moved on and obviously played for the Baltimore Orioles. This is his 53 Bowman card. Beautiful picture of him in his catcher position. Looks like he's kind of coming out of his squat to throw the ball back to the pitcher. It's pretty cool. I just love kind of seeing the road uni of the big St. Louis across his chest with the little brown little devil they have on their sleeve for these uniforms. I think it's pretty cool, and this one's in very, very good condition. So another card off my list, and the other one is also a Bowman color card. This is Carl Scheib of the Philadelphia Athletics still at this point. This is a card later on in the set, card number 150. He was looks like he probably is a pitcher with the pose they have on here. I don't know too much about him personally, but I'll look him up at some point and maybe share a little more information as I kind of get closer to completing this set and get a chance to talk a little bit more about some of the more interesting cards and players that are in the set. But that is it. Those are my mail day items, 2 Bowman colors, 2 Derek Jeters, and my thoughts on the Dallas Card Show theft. I'll be back later this weekend, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend as well.